got to feel in heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away. Let it be the thing that I am longing for. Let's fly out from Manhattan to the California shore, just to watch the ships at night on the San Francisco Bay. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. I'll stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I am longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, please, please stay.
Everybody, welcome to another Cassette. I'm the Divine Danny D.
And I am Elle Diabloe.
And this week is all about our crazy Canucks show.
It is indeed.
We are Canadians.
We are.
I'm originally, we both live in Montreal.
We do.
But I am originally from Vancouver, over on the West Coast.
And I'm from...
You're from here.
Right here. Not like right here. I didn't just...
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't, well, not this exact spot.
Not this exact spot.
It's a very picky thing to be to say you are from. So we are. That's where we're from. We're seeing who. Oh, people are coming in right now.
Come on in.
So, like I say,
welcome to our kitchen.
Welcome to our kitchen. Like I say, I'm originally from Vancouver. I live in Montreal now, but I've lived in Halifax. I've lived on technically both coasts. Deal with the gestures.
Very aggressive for a Canadian show.
Yeah, I've lived on both coasts, and I've lived in Montreal.
Congrats.
I know. I think that makes me more Canadian.
Well, you're just very worldly.
I'm very Canadianly.
You're Canadianly?
I'm very Canadian. Is that a good descriptor?
I don't know.
So we are just we're just introducing everybody today. We're waiting for some people to come in. We're seeing the rooms are filling up right now.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Welcome. If you're here and you're watching the stream, say hi in the chat. We have people watching us over on Facebook at our Stir Crazy page, also on the Wiggle Room page.
Also, hello, Wiggle Room family.
We have people watching over on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/StirCrazyShow.
Because we finally got our 102 subscribers.
Our 102 subscribers.
Which means I owe you guys a dance.
Yes.
Which I will do eventually.
Eventually, there'll be a recorded dance. We made
Although, you know what? I did say if we had reached 100 subscribers on
by
that
the day,
one
but
day,
I think
I should be generous
and give them a dance
and give y'all some love.
Yeah. So So if you're here, say hi. Check in with us. Also, we have people over on. We're also restreaming over on Twitch. Thank you very much. I wonder what the hell you're doing there. Twitch and Mixer. So if you're over on any of those channels, take a look. If you've watched it on one of the things, we have a lot of people who come in from Facebook because this is how we started. But if you haven't watched it over on YouTube, oops, we'll move that out of the way.
I'm just gonna move that so they can see your face.
My face is not down there.
I know, but it's.
But if you haven't checked out our stuff on YouTube, it's a great. I love watching things on YouTube live. To me, it's my preferred method.
Is that your preferred method?
It is my preferred method.
All right. But y'all do you. I mean, YouTube's groovy though.
Yeah.
Head on over to YouTube if you haven't been there yet. Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go over there.
We love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be moving a lot more stuff into YouTube.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribing to us on YouTube, you might miss out on some of that stuff.
And we don't want you to do that.
That's all we're
It
saying.
would be very thought.
We've got some. So why don't we head over to check in with the people, see how they're doing. Or should we tell them what we're going to do today first?
Maybe we should tell them what we're going to do today.
Today, because we are this show is all in honor of Victoria Day here. May Twofer, if you saw the promo. We got a few different things.
Well, maybe we should explain in case anyone is coming from outside of Canada.
Never seen us before.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with outside of Canada.
Well, who are we?
Oh, we are Elle, Diabloe, and Danny D.
Yeah,
two burlesque performers and hosts in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
But more specifically, May Twofer is traditionally the kickoff to cottage season in Canada.
Cottage season?
Black
I don't
flies.
hate cottage season.
Okay, well there's the debate number one. Cabin season, chalet season, or cottage season, which is one of the great Canadian debates.
West Coast, we're pure cabin. We're cabin people. We don't have cottages.
Well, it's Montreal, so everyone's got a chalet.
I know.
So,
Montreal. Well, Montreal, they split it. I find Anglos have more cottages. French have more chalets.
See, and I find Ontario is cottage country. So
so are the Maritimes.
See.
So today, in honor of the May Twofer weekend,
which happened to be last weekend, but we had a lot of other stuff going on. So, and really, it's just been like one long weekend for what 10 weeks now. So.
But what are we making?
Imports. We are making poutine monkey bread.
If you like poutine and monkey.
If you like,
fresh monkey.
Fresh monkey breads. No. It's like a biscuit bread pull-apart situation with poutine cheese, so cheese curds, and some poutine gravy, which we are going to make from scratch.
Yes.
Because poutine sauce is gravy, but not all gravy is poutine sauce. And you're going to be
we're going to be making what I'm calling the ultimate Canadian old-fashioned. So we're going to be making an old-fashioned today with rye instead of bourbon, but we're making it with rye that we have fat washed with bacon. So it's a bacon rye, and we are going to do that with maple liqueur. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a bacon maple old-fashioned.
How Canadian.
I know. But on top, you got a bonus.
I do have a little bonus berry today. Because I'm a big beer drinker, especially at the chalet or cottage. Especially for a little person, I could drink an alarming amount of beer. So I'm going to take some Canadian beer and combine it with the ultimate Canadian cocktail, which is the Caesar.
Bloody Caesar.
And we're going to make beer Caesars.
Or Beersers.
I'm actually calling it Caesar 2.4. So yeah, we're going to do those as well. So old fashions, beer Caesars, poutine monkey bread, and some shenanigans.
Let's check in with the people, shall we?
Do it.
Hey, everybody over here. We're
watching from Ireland.
Ireland. Oh, what?
That's awesome.
What do we got over here? You also might have seen we added a little thing in there. We've had a lot of people who have been asking us how they can help us out, now what they can do for wish lists and stuff. I've added a little thing into the chat stream, so if you want to take a look at our wish lists over on Amazon, or you want to just get involved other ways, I've put a couple of links in there. Take a look. We expect nothing. Anything is more than appreciated.
No. And again, big thank yous to those who have supported us. I know that there's been people who have sent us stuff. We haven't thanked you publicly yet just because it hasn't arrived yet. And as soon as it arrives, we will thank you.
We're doubting your validity.
It's not that we're doubting your validity. We just don't know who you are. We're being patient in the times of slowed everything.
Yes.
So when it gets here, you'll get your shout out. Hi, Sylvie.
So we have Sylvia's
and
here.
Philip.
Oh, yes. Everybody. And
Joseph Shmula.
my mom is here.
Hi, Mom.
Where? We got people watching from Ireland over on Twitch.
Bring on the gravy.
Fantastic. This is great. You sound good. You should apply to local TV news channel or something. We will.
We can do that.
Do that right now. Whoops, I tilted us down. Man, we have all kinds of people that haven't seen before. Thank you for coming in. This is welcome. If you have stuff,
Yannick.
Yes, if you have stuff to say as the rooms are filling up, we're doing really lovely over here. Just checking out to make sure all the streams are working well.
And you guys are getting a song. Come on.
I always do a song.
Quel bonus.
I always do a song. Hitting that button.
Hit another button where I can actually see what's going on.
Well, yeah, I'm doing that
that's
right
awesome.
there. Okay. Just making sure just checking all the streams, making sure everything's working lovely. Everybody's there. Fabienne is over on YouTube.
Hola to Misty.
Yeah, little Misty.
Bonsoir to Yannick, in case
excellent.
you missed it.
And Jerry Pop just arrived. Fantastic. Thank you all for showing up. Like I say, the show is pretty fun, pretty casual. Shall we make some poutine gravy?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over here and make some poutine gravy.
Surprise, it's us.
Hey, look at this. We're just over here. It's such a short walk.
It's crazy.
So you're going to take care of that today?
What I'm going to do is let you talk to the people for 1 second while I arrange the cheveux.
Arrange the cheveux?
Well, yes, I just want to...
We're going to arrange some cheveux. For those of you who do not know what cheveux is, it means horse.
No, that's cheval.
Oh, sorry. I was getting that confused.
My hair. I just don't want us to eat hair.
I thought you had a horse on your head for a second.
Thanks. I don't even know how to respond to that. So you talk to them.
I'm talking to them.
Make a do. And...
also, we have this stream has been growing slowly, and the tech we've been bringing in, and I think for possibly the first. This is our 8th show for anybody who's new.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry, our 9th show. No, it's our 9th show.
Is it our 9th?
For our people, I know I write the numbers in the thing, so it's.
I was sure it was our.
It's our 9th show for people who haven't been here before. And it is, we have yet to have a show that doesn't have an audio glitch. And I'm going to go out on the limb, which I know will fall completely on my face, and say this week we will have no audio glitches.
Why?
Because I'm setting myself up to be amazing.
You see, and the Irish Jewish person who lives in this body, who is full of superstition, says, why? Poo. Don't do that.
The German English in me doesn't care and just goes to colonize.
Watch your hand gestures, yes? So, we're going to make some gravy. First, let's walk you through what we got over here. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch measured out in this little bowl, to which we're going to add some water momentarily, okay? Into this pot is going 6 tablespoons of butter. So I got this on a plate over here. We're just going to, pardon my fingers, get that going. We're going to whack that on there. Divine Danny D.
Yes.
Might you, if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm afraid of this thing.
How hot would you like it?
I'd like it melt butter hot, but not burn butter hot.
There you go.
Non-scary temperature. So
it's a non-scary. Officially, then the ingredients are all up there for anybody.
Amazing.
Anybody who wants to see. You can see the ingredients right here.
There. I also have a 1/4 cup of flour because we're going to be making a roux. You know what? Because I am short, perhaps I shall bring this slightly closer to me. Pardon us.
Here, let me get that out of your way.
Yeah,
Get that out of your way. I can get that out of your way. Do you want to meet the oven at, by the way?
You make such a 375 degrees, and if you could kindly pull out the cast iron skillet that I believe is hiding in there.
Yes.
Excellent. So yes, preheat your oven to 375. Melt some butter, and could you do me a small favor, Dan?
Yes.
Could you pass me 1 whisk?
1 whisk.
And 1 fork.
1 whisk and a fork you.
So thank you. Thank you very much. I like how you can swear at me, but maintain the algorithm.
Maintain the algorithm. Always maintain the algorithm.
So into our 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, I'm putting 2 tablespoons of water.
We got some new tech we're going to bring over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seriously upgraded the fly cam. The fly cam is now...
Okay, this is seriously too hot. I said not burning butter temperature, so because I am...
I'll bring it over here.
Yeah, I'm ambidextrously doing stuff here.
There you are.
There you go. Thanks. I know you're super excited about your new fly cam.
I know, the new fly cam has gone crazy.
It's all... The new cleavage cam?
Sorry, let me do that properly.
New cleavage cam.
Well, now it's just cleavage. Really, it's just...
That's okay. I think everybody needs a moment of just cleavage in
there we go.
their life. We're just gonna combine the cornstarch and the water, so that's a 2 to 2 on that.
I'm just gonna go back to us.
You go back over that way. Oh, you know what else I forgot? Where is my head today,
Where
ladies
is
and
it?
gentlemen? I don't know. It looks like it's on my head, but it's not really.
Thank you, Shank. It is a lovely little workspace we have here.
Oh, merci.
Or did you give me the-
No, I just.
Oh, I thought you said.
Nope.
I'm
I said
confused.
I forgot. Pardon me.
Would you like a small one to cut with?
A small what to what? A small board?
Yeah, you want the small
Yeah,
one?
it's behind
Oh,
you.
sure. So
Sorry. Hi, friends. I'm here. We're doing things. I don't know if you can see from where you're sitting why I'm afraid of this little burner.
I don't know why you're afraid
because
of it.
when I do my butter on the stovetop, it don't spit in my face.
This thing just gets it gets hot very quickly, but then it evens right out. So that you'll get an initial spit and it'll seem very aggressive.
Yeah,
but
it
will just mellow out. Do you just need it
I
melted?
just need it to melt. I need to just, maybe you could do me a favor.
Yeah.
And press this with a garlic press.
Oh,
I
for
don't
sure.
need it just this very second.
No, I love to press anything with a garlic press. It's usually just my tongue. I don't know why
I don't
said
understand
I
that.
said.
All right, so this butter is nice and melted. To it, we are going to add our 1/4 cup of flour.
Boom. Making a roux.
I am making a roux.
My roux of the day, I made a roux.
Do you know?
I was
Why?
wanted
What
to say-
happened?
I don't know, but it all melted into one lovely thing. I'm just gonna, while you're doing that, actually, I'm going to quickly, ladies and gentlemen,
We're going to do this for about 5 minutes, by the way.
5 minutes?
Until it gets about golden brown.
I'm not going away from you.
I understand. I'm just before, in case your work cutting away.
All right. No, if you haven't been here before, we do every week. We like to come up with some questions to get everybody to sort of be going ahead. To be going ahead.
To be going ahead, not to be participating.
Going ahead.
To be going ahead. Okay.
I'm making stuff up.
All right.
No, to get involved, we want to. So we always have a few questions for the week. This week, in honor of Victoria Day. And this will be great because we apparently have some people who are not from Canada.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fabulous. Yes,
so
even
this
better.
first question I'm very excited about. So let's just head over to our questions, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one. What do you think is either the most inaccurate or accurate stereotype about Canadians? Or the most accurate or inaccurate Canadian stereotype? What do you think it is? There are so many that people put out there all the time. What do you think is the most... What do you think is the most accurate stereotype?
All right. I'm trying to be very politically correct here, so maybe
You need this
I
yet?
just was my own accurate stereotype of Canada.
No.
Not yet.
Oh, sorry.
Because I've got views. But I think overall we are fairly unassuming.
We're
Even
very-
in our arrogance, we're unassuming.
Yes. Yes. We are very. I agree. I think there is a natural predilection to being polite,
Mm-hmm.
and
also kind of like not taking up a lot of space.
Exactly,
You know,
but- And I don't know if that. I always think that the polite thing came. I don't know where it started. If it was always been a Canadian thing, or it's just sort of like in the past 20 or 30 years.
No, because I remember when my dad was a kid. Can I have a wooden spoon, please? And I started traveling. He was all about the, he covered me in Canadian flag pins when I moved to England. And I didn't really get it. And it was very much even from a 60s backpacker perspective that if you were to travel in Europe or anywhere else abroad and you had a Canadian flag on, people would treat you nice because you were presumed to be.
We're fine. We're unassuming.
And polite and, respectful.
We're the elephants of the world.
We are the elephants of the world?
Elephants, I guess, theoretically...
Are polite and nice?
They're very polite and nice, and they never forget. What do you think is the most inaccurate stereotype about Canada?
That we're really polite and unassuming.
Exactly. I'm going to say the same thing.
Yep.
I also think, to me, one of the ones I hate is the aboot and the a. Drives me crazy. I've never heard them.
See, and I'll disagree because I have a lot of American friends and I make fun of them because they say huh at the end of a sentence. And that's when I notice when I'm having conversations with people who aren't Canadian. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what about that, eh? And they'll be like, blah, 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 huh? And I'm like, huh? That's so American. And they're like, you just said a. And I don't even notice that I'm doing it. But we're also from Montreal where we punctuate our sentences with the F,
Quack.
well, quin and bang, but
Bang.
also the F word. I find a lot.
What are you guys thinking it is? Let me just take we're gonna head over here and just while you're doing that stir, or do you need them?
No, I'm just gonna keep stirring.
You're gonna keep stirring. So we're gonna come back over here. What do you guys think is some of the ones? Shank says, "Don't be politically correct." By the way, don't have to do that. The accurate is the word A. My mom said that she believes that A is an accurate one. Ruby Rose, accurate is hey hey. Inaccurate is we live in igloos. We live in igloos. She wrote we leave in igloos, and I have left in an igloo once before.
Did you?
Yes. Well, how that igloo got there, I'll never know.
On wheels.
Sylvie Couture, she thinks the sorry. I'm super guilty of that.
Yep.
Misty Portugal also agrees that politeness is that polite stereotype is definitely true. Evan Prodromu. Am I saying that right, Evan? I don't know.
Probably not, Dan.
I'm probably not. Sorry. Accurate is that we say. Sorry, Misty says it's inaccurate. They were all really nice. There were a lot of assholes that live here too. Sylvie says hoser. I've never heard someone use. Oh, hoser. I have heard hoser. The thing I think I've heard hoser used, but I heard it when SCT Strange Brew came out. Actually, when the Bob and Doug McKenzie album came out, that's when I actually started hearing people use the word hoser. What are we at? We're almost there. How are you doing?
So we're getting, it's very buttery colored. It's not getting very golden.
I'll get some heat in there.
Get a little bit more heat in there. I mean, this is the only difference that this is going to make if this doesn't go golden brown is the end color of your gravy. So if you want it to look a little bit browner,
you want it to look.
You want your roux to brown up a little bit.
I'm going to bring people over there, and we're going to take a quick gander at what you're doing. I've got to go the right way. There we are.
A little bit.
So there is the roux.
There's our roux. Also, if you'll notice, I mean, if you want to take the shortcut on this one and you have a packet of poutine sauce in your house, by all means, who am I to tell you how to live your life? But you'll also notice that will always be darker because they use things like tomato powder and beet powder and stuff like that, which tends to change the color to slightly, darker and less chicken gravy looking color, Plus, there's no pan drippings here and whatnot, so you're not going to get the same kind of, color necessarily. But it's getting more golden.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, we're fine.
Sorry, they say, no, can we just chill? You always mess with my temperature,
I know,
man.
but we've already blown our schedule.
Okay, well, then what I'm going to do is I am just going to put this garlic.
Yeah? Oh.
I'll press that puppy in there. Where's my thing?
Boom.
Now, the recipe up there calls for 2 cloves. I'm putting in 1 clove. We're going to turn this down a tiny little bit. I'm just going to cook this for about 30 seconds. Why am I reducing the amount of garlic? Because I made this on a test run, and I found it to be
very garlicky.
Very garlicky for what it's supposed to be.
If it's 2 small cloves, you'll probably be okay.
Yep, but that was a pretty large clove.
Yeah.
Also, if you are like, bring on the garlic, then again, who am I to tell you how to live your life? You load it up.
You like garlic. If you've never had...
Less vampires.
You've never seen a vampire eating poutine, have you?
I have not.
That's not true.
Might you do me a favor and pass me the chicken stock?
The chicken stock, the yellow one?
The yellow one.
Which one is there? The 2 stocks?
Into this, we are going to add about 284 milliliters. So that would be about, I don't know.
About 2 cups?
No, about, let's go for a cup, and then I'll let you know after that how many.
Oh, half of that, sorry.
That's 200. There's another ish. I'm an ish cook. You guys know that by now, or y'all know that by now. So that is about a little bit over a cup. Can you pass me also, kindly? Oui. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? How old are we?
We're gonna double what we used for chicken in beef stock. So that was about just like a cup and a quarter. So we're gonna do about 2.5 cups. Sorry, I'm trying to be able to read measurements while pouring and not burning things. And I hate this measuring cup. So many problems. That was about 300 milliliters. We want about 500-ish. Can you do me a favor, please, and pass me something to wipe the burner with?
Got it here.
There we go.
You want to get that out of your way? Or
Not yet,
you're gonna need
because
that?
I just want to see what... I hate this thing. Well,
We're a cooking show. We have to have one of
I
these things.
understand,
It is
but
a
I'm
law.
also I'm getting stressed. I can tell I'm getting... You told me that I
stress is nothing
blew... You
to be
told me I
stressed
blew the schedule, and now I'm
I'm kidding. We're fine. Here's the thing. You know what happens? If we, for some reason, are not done at exactly 7, we could go 10 minutes longer.
We could, but we've given these lovely people a general time frame.
General time frame?
And I'd like to respect their time.
Exactly. My golly.
We're going to get this to boil. So
Yes.
maybe we can do a thing while we're getting this to boil.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm going to turn that back up there.
So we're doing that through here. That's going to come up to a boil.
That's going to come up to a boil. And when that boils, in case yours does so faster than mine does so, add your cornstarch mixture. Give it a stir before, because once it gets lumpy in there, it's never going to unlumpify. It will do its darndest to ruin your sauce. So make sure it's nice and liquid. Everything's combined in there before you go ahead and add that in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to give this a little check and make sure that the roux is nicely combined with everything that's happening.
Oh, that looks very nice.
Actually, it doesn't look bad. Again, it's not the same color as a store-bought package.
That brown
sauce.
But again, we're going to add Worcester to this as well, so that will darken it a little bit as well, too, you think, won't it?
No, we're not adding Worcester.
I thought we were adding Worcester. Oh, the Worcester is for the...
That's for...
We could add Worcester.
Last night, what we had...
Add Worcester right now. I've just made a whole suggestion. No.
But last night we did add a little bit of balsamic glaze,
Yeah,
so I might throw in a little bit of that and a little bit of peppercorn. But we're going to get this boiling. So
Poutine recipes, if you're online and if you've ever looked them up, the protein, there are so many weird variations that add things that ketchup. Adding ketchup to a gravy is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a recipe.
But here can be a bonus question for everybody. What is the most bizarre poutine you've ever eaten? Because you can get in Montreal the Italian poutine, which is meat sauce and sometimes sausage. You can get hot dogs in your poutine, bacon in your poutine, chicken.
Or who's never had poutine?
Also questions.
If you've never had poutine, let us know in the chat.
We'll send you one.
We'll send you one in the mail.
Yeah.
It will be a wet letter.
That was my nickname in high school.
Nice. Stop stealing my material.
Fork you.
Nice.
You've made it acceptable for me to be
know.
slightly aggressive online.
Apparently, I love it. I love it.
Like, digging it.
Excellent. So I'm just sort of checking in here.
We're boiling.
We're boiling. We've got boil.
We've got boilage.
We've got boilage. I'm going to head us over to we're going to head over here.
Very technical term, the boilage.
The boilage. The boilage. Head over to the fly cam.
Oh, the
Boom.
huge manatees.
There you are. Look at that.
That's boiling.
We got some boiling going on here.
I am going to pour that in with a slow, steady hand. Ha, ha, ha. And whisk that in so we don't get clumpiness going on. I'm going to turn the heat down.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to simmer that for about...
I think I've got steamy camera right now.
Yeah, you probably do.
I'm going to come out of there.
Back off a little.
Gonna de-steam that camera.
Now, the only thing I caution you about is because we have a roux and we also have cornstarch, you want to whisk that because it could get clumpy.
It could get clumpy.
But you don't want a runny poutine. Like, you don't want water gravy on your poutine. You want something a little bit stodgy. Yeah. And especially because we're going to be using bread dough instead of French fries tonight, because that's the healthy way we roll. Mm-hmm. You want to just, you want this to stick to your ribs a little bit, if that speaks to you in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to turn this pretty far down.
Joseph said that one of his dear friends who loves poutine had foie gras poutine.
Delicious.
I've had that. Had that at Pierre Cochon.
Oh, I've also had it.
Cochon.
There used to be a food truck.
Well, that was the old Pierre Cochon.
No, I didn't. I think it was called Lucky's Truck, and they did a duck poutine with like a foie gras
That
gravy.
was the Lucky one.
That was like.
That was excellent. That was really good.
Ooh.
So now we have. What else we have here? Oh, taste. I take a pizza à la poutine.
Un peu genre petit peu, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Ish. So that can set. The only thing I'm going to add to that, And you can do this if you want. You don't have to. I've got about a tablespoon of black peppercorns. I'm going to throw those in there. And because, here, pass me a spoon, please.
Oh, a spoon, darling.
Love of my life.
Here you are, my angel.
Why, thank you.
Let's sicken people.
Now's a good time to taste.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty poutine.
Pretty Poutine was
That's
my
pretty
nickname in
poutine.
high school.
I have a balsamic glaze here. This is sacrilege. Okay, so you can stop right now.
Yes.
You needed to add this. But just because I am who I am, I'm just adding a squirtski of that. And because I am who I am, I called it a squirtski. I am going to rinse this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better about, not dipping,
Yeah.
double dipping in my sauce.
Now, shall we take a look at that now?
You can
Let's
take a look at that. And
bringing in the fly cam. Oh, there we are. I'm just going to get you down there. Just gonna bring, there
got
it
some
is.
clumps
Coming in with the fly.
on the side of the
Clumps on the
side.
looks,
so-
but that looks beautiful there.
It does, but I can feel when I run my spoon through it that it's still underneath. It looks lovely on the top. It's kind of like the swan theory, right? It's smooth on the top and there's a whole bunch of nonsense happening underneath. So we just want to get that.
Don't make me laugh. I'm trying to fly cam. Now we have the Steadicam gimbal now, so it's a lot smoother.
Except for when I make you laugh.
Yeah, but except for you make me laugh. And then I'm like an idiot.
All right.
Stop
so
making me look like an idiot. There we go.
We're going to turn this off completely. À 100%. On ferme ça. I am going to push this ever so gently so as to not lose all the hard work we just did out of the way. I'm
And
going
that's
to
gonna
get rid
cool?
of that's going to cool for a bit.
You want to move that over here so we can turn it off and
I
get
can absolutely do that. Please don't get in the way of my pot.
Yes. We're just going to turn this so the fan is off and we're not making that. Ooh, so much nicer. But I notice it's not that noisy on the feed. It's
I
quite
hope
nice.
so. And I'm just going to get this a little like this.
So while that sits, and before we prepare to make you guys a drink or have a drink with us, if you're cooking along, let us know in the chat. That'd be awesome. Also, if you haven't, like I said before, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/StirCrazyShow, check it out. Up there, you'll find live streams for almost all of our shows. You will find links, about all of our videos as well.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
we made, I think, our most epic promo video
Epic
this week. I was so happy with how it came out. It's kind of ridiculous.
I really pushed my acting chops.
You did.
I pushed really hard.
I didn't. That's preheated now.
That is preheated now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, as we do every week, we love to show these because they're fun little short films, this one especially. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's our promo from this week.
Enjoy.
May Twofer.
What's happening?
May Twofer. May Twofer. May Twofer?
Well, that's not going to go well.
May Twofer? May Twofer. May Twofer. May Twofer. May Twofer? May Twofer?
Elle. Elle?
Hi, I'm Elle Diabloe.
And I'm the Divine Danny D.
Join us this Thursday, May 21st at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, and Mixer for the latest edition of the Stir Crazy Sanka set.
It doesn't matter if you call it Victoria Day, La Journée des Patriotes,
May Twofer.
or May Twofer. This week's show is all about the beginning of summer in Canada.
And this week we have a show that is truly Canadian.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, I'm sorry. You don't.
No, I'm sorry. Please, that was all on me.
Are you sure? Because you can go.
No, sorry.
Sorry. To celebrate Canada, we will be doing a twist on a Canadian classic, a poutine monkey bread.
And to accompany a bacon maple cocktail that we are dubbing the ultimate Canadian old fashioned.
And what's a long weekend without lots of booze? So I will also be making a refreshing beer cocktail. So join us, cook with us, drink with us.
Or just join in all the fun and socialize, but distantly.
Check the description below for the ingredients and all the crazy details.
Or just visit facebook.com/stircrazytv/live, YouTube Live, twitch.tv/stircrazyshow, or mixer.com/stircrazytv on Thursday, May 21st at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and join in all the fun! Yeah, you feel better?
May Twofer. Last weekend. To your own outro music.
Hey, we're dancing to our own outro music. Ladies and gentlemen, it is cocktail time.
It is indeed.
We are making some cocktails. Now, as I said, we are making a very special cocktail. We fat wash some rye. If you have never fat washed a spirit before, basically what it allows...
What does it mean?
What does it mean? What that allows you to do is take any spirit you have and then take something that is fatty. In this case, we're using bacon. But you could use duck fat, you could use butter, you could use olive oil, you could use any kind of oil, truffle oil, and basically it's a way of letting the spirit and the fat sit together so that the spirit gets infused with the flavor. We then stick that in the freezer and let the fat freeze, solidify, and then we pour out what's left, and what we get is this beautiful spirit that has no greasy texture or taste in it, and it just has the lovely flavor of rye and bacon. A lot of people do bourbon and bacon, but because this is the ultimate Canadian cocktail, we're using Canadian rye.
I've also done, I haven't done it personally, but I've had bacon vodka because I'm usually a vodka drinker, and that's pretty tasty as well.
Yeah, for rye, I've had duck fat rye, and that's also very good because you get that really sweet duck fat. It's beautiful.
And just so you know, the reason that you don't want to just, we experiment a lot. Shay,
do you need
stir
more
crazy?
room?
No, yeah, I need all the room.
What the hell?
And one night when we were thinking about this originally a couple of weeks ago, we happened to have bacon fat, and we tried to just combine the bacon fat with the cocktail and strain it. You get a greasy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Greasy mouthfeel.
That was my nickname in high school.
But yeah, it's not a pleasant experience like on the tongue or in the mouth. It just feels like I don't know, some people don't mind eating butter straight. It's never been my deal. Yeah. So
that's what we have this week. So we're using for the ultimate, what we're calling the ultimate Canadian old fashioned, a bacon fat washed rye. This is Canadian Club 100% rye. It's a very simple, really reasonable rye and very good.
It's a reasonable rye.
It's a reasonable. It can be
Canadian.
It can be. Yeah. It doesn't. You can just talk with it. You don't have to argue. Now, for a sweet. Now, generally, any old fashioned. I'm sure most people know what an old fashioned is. Just taking a whiskey, something sweet to enhance that, and then adding some Angostura Bitters. So you get that sort of whiskey, smoky, sweet, bitter, all in one beautiful cocktail that as you put it over big ice and as that sort of melts, the flavor evolves and changes. We are going to go a little bit different in here. We're going to use Sortilege.
Which might not be widely available worldwide.
Yeah, so if you don't know,
this is a Quebec product. It is a...
It's a whiskey with maple syrup in it. So it's a maple whiskey. It's quite sweet.
It's very sweet.
But
very good on ice cream.
Do you want to get me the maple syrup? I forgot to grab that out.
I absolutely do.
Now, with this, depending on how you like your old fashioned, I like mine quite sweet. So I'm going to add just a smidge of actual maple syrup to it as well. Just a little bit, but you don't. So to that, I'm going to leave it out. And since this is an old fashioned, generally you want to make this in the glass. I'm not going to do this in a shaker. I'm going to make this in the glass itself. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to take this out of the way, and we're going to bring our glasses in, our rocks glasses. And we're going to start off by putting some nice big ice cubes in there.
You know what? Up until we started doing this, I never really cared a fig about what my ice looked like. Every once in a while, like if I'm out shopping, I love superfluous kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
So we have some cool ice.
Very nice ice. Trays.
But like, no, the skull stuff that we
bought.
and like
shapes.
funky shapes. But I'm all about pretty ice now.
Yeah, pretty ice.
It enhances your beverage experience.
Okay, so what we're going to do with this, generally for any old fashioned, it's a pretty simple. Generally, for a standard old fashioned, you go 2 ounces of your whiskey with a bar spoon of your sweet and a dash of your bitters. Since this is also whiskey, it's sweet, but it's not like a maple syrup, or a lot of times you're using like a sugar cube or whatever sweet. It's still got a whiskey bit to this. So what I'm going to do with this is we're going to go 1.5 ounces of the rye. So in this, I'm going to put 1 over the ice. There's 1 ounce each. Oop.
Far be it
That
from
was
us
terrible.
to make a boozy cocktail.
That was terrible. Oh, and
That's all right.
a little bit. That's a little bit more. You're going to
No one's
get a
judging.
nice. There we are. So that's 1.5 ounces of the rye. I'm terrible. I've already spilt and made a mess. I can take care of this. Don't worry. You've already done things.
I know, but I was just going to help, like an assistant.
But it's okay. This is not a magic trick. Now, to that 1.5 ounces of the bacon rye, we are going to add 1/2 ounce of the Sortilege.
Do we have a cocktail recipe here?
Oh yeah, we do. Hit the recipes button.
Recipes.
And now hit old fashioned.
I will hit old fashioned. Check this out.
There
and I
we
will
go.
disappear. I love this.
All right. So now we're going to add another 1/2 of the Sortilege to this. And like I said, I like mine a little bit sweeter. So to mine, I'm just going to add just a little bar spoon. And again, it's not a full bar spoon. It's a tiny dollop of a bar spoon
A dollop.
of maple syrup into that. And finally, I'm going to add a dash. Oh, that one went all over the place. I'm going to get a little bit more in there because it just didn't. There we are. That's better. And to these, I'm just going to want to stir easily. I don't want to disrupt that ice. In fact, I may even want to add 1 French cube on top.
A French cube?
A French cube, because it is the ultimate Canadian. So one of the cubes should be French.
One of them should be French.
And we're going to do the same thing with this. Just going to give that a little stir. You're probably, for a stir, you're doing probably about 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds of stirring per drink. You want to get a little bit of dilution.
And you also, little bar trick. I'm going to interrupt you for half a second.
Okay, let me just finish my drink first, then you can interrupt.
Just stirring with the back of the spoon against the glass.
thank
Was all.
There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. I did that whole thing. I think we have to do the whole drink again.
How much of that did you miss?
Well, when did it go out, everybody?
Did anybody catch any of that?
Sound's out.
Cocktail making? Is the sound back?
It's the sound back. Well, right now it's not back for them because we're on a bit of a
I
delay.
understand. Just waiting. Feel free to let us know.
Let's hopefully that we fix that. Relying the divine deity. I did it at the beginning. I jinxed it all at the beginning. I jinxed it. All right.
C'est bien vrai, mon ami.
There we have the ultimate Canadian old fashioned. If you didn't get that, we'll make another one.
No, they got apparently up until the garnish.
Oh, up into the garnish. Good. So again, and this, like I say, I went with the blood orange again because with any old fashioned, I still love to garnish the olive oil or the orange oils, but since it's the ultimate Canadian, you have that little touch of red.
It's like there's a maple leaf right there in the glass.
So there we are.
Cheers, eh?
How was that?
You see, I am not, and this is so ironic because I went to Ireland with my mom years ago, and we were on an organized trip, and she said to me,
So how can I ask you how is something and it involves a...
Because everything involves a story.
Well,
I love telling stories. But bottom line is she said she was shocked by the amount of bacon I could eat. We hadn't lived together in a long time when we traveled together, and she was like, this is almost upsetting how much bacon you can eat. And I prefer mild fashion without the bacon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, again, it's to me, it's like, I think it really depends on the day. I love an old fashioned without bacon. This is just a neat little thing. It may not be.
It's like a cool party.
It's a different flavor. I love it. I think it's fantastic. There will be days where I think this would be perfect. I think to me, weirdly enough, as a on vacation morning cocktail. To me, I like this is a nice.
It doesn't have juice in it. If it's a morning cocktail,
We'll
it
try
needs to
with
have juice.
yours. See, I think I prefer that mix with just the little bit of maple syrup in it.
No, I'm good like this.
Okay, but either way. That is,
cocktail.
you can never have too much bacon. It's impossible to eat too much bacon according to Baron Von Stick.
I agree with you, Baron Von Stick.
So there we have the ultimate Canadian, old-fashioned, learn to fat wash your bacon. That sounds filthy. I fat washed my bacon and all I got was this cocktail. Ooh, cocktail sounds terrible too.
Do you need this?
I'm going to give you this to put back in. I'll take
fine.
all of that. I'll grab all that.
Well,
so ladies and gentlemen.
You don't need this.
I think we have to go to something else, though, first.
I think we do.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here every week, you know that it's not just our beautiful faces cooking. We have so many friends that we work with. And every week, the beautiful Galadriel Carras comes in and does our segment, A Sexy Woman Eats Food
For 1 minute.
And since it was our first Canadian special, we thought, can you do anything truly Canadian?
Take a look. You're awful. You're an awful human.
Every week, Galadriel sends me these videos, and I just have to figure out what I want to do to make them kind of fun. But she told me this week that when she was shooting that one, she accidentally almost choked on one of the cheese curds. And I went, would it be cool if I actually just killed you on this episode? She goes, yeah, I think you should do that. They won't be there yet because they're still behind us.
No, I know. I'm looking.
Oh, you're looking at what?
Matthew Robitaille wrote an interesting scenario here. Delicious. We will definitely try that. Thank you, Matt.
All right, so we are gonna go and make one of my favorite simple recipes. I make quite a bit. I love it for the morning when I want to do my biscuits and gravy. In the States, I find they have a lot more buttermilk biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the true Canadian biscuit is the baking powder biscuit. Probably one of the first things you learn when you are, it's probably the first thing I learned when I was in home economics in junior high school. So this is you want to hit the recipe for it?
Absolutely.
This is the simplest biscuit recipe in the world. If it takes you more than about 5 minutes to put it together, you're doing something wrong. Do you actually want to grab me the flour? Just some flour. You can grab the canister or something. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
So it's a pretty simple recipe. First of all, we start with 2 cups of all-purpose white flour. Just put it in the bowl. I like to sift it first, but it's not really necessary. To that, we're going to add 2 things. We're going to add a tablespoon of baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. And I think because this is half of what I normally do, normally it's this is 3/8 of 3/8 of a tablespoon or teaspoon.
That's 3/8.
Yeah. So if you have one that goes to go an eighth and then a quarter, and you'll be good of a teaspoon. And we're going to add these 2 things right into that. I'm just going to quickly. Should you give me a dry whisk?
I can give you a dry whisking.
Dry whisking. So we're going to take that and we're just going to combine it all, mix it all together. Just give it a quick and simple mix. Very simple. To that, we are going to add a half a cup of butter. Now I have cubed this into small little cubes about 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. For anybody who's using imperial, that is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, approximately. And we're just going to take a half a cup of butter, already cubed up, and we're just going to put that.
That's very Canadian of you, by the way,
right.
Being concerned to make sure that we have both.
Thank you. Well, I'm very Canadian.
And
did I not mention I lived across both sides?
Both sides. You are the ultimate Canadian.
The ultimate Canadian. So we're going to put that all through, and if you could give me the... now, at this point, if you have a pastry cutter, right there, perfect.
I know what a pastry cutter is, thanks.
If you have a pastry cutter, perfect. If you don't, you can use the 2-knife method, where you take 2 knives and you sort of chop it. But the idea that you want to do with this is you want to kind of just mix it all together and cut the butter into the flour. It's going to eventually start to take on like a cornmeal-y kind of texture.
Can I do that, given that I have yet to educate myself on the proper usage of your new fly cam toy?
Yeah.
I can
you pick it up.
I pick it up.
Pick it up.
Yes.
All right. Now hold here. You got a button at the front.
Got a button.
See hit the bottom button.
This button.
Yeah. And then point it down towards the bowl.
Point it towards the bowl.
Okay. First, you hold it. Now
Yes.
now push the button. Hold the button, and point it towards the bowl.
Ah.
Now let go. Now hit the fly cam button.
Hold on. We're figuring it out.
There we go. Oh, you got to push it hard.
That's
There
what,
you go. That's what
she
she said. There we go. So now we're cutting that into each other. And when I say it sounds weird when you just say, "Oh, I'm cutting this in." What does that mean? It sounds so technical. It's not. It's literally smash thing into butter and flour mixture. Occasionally, you want to find any flour. You just want to pull the pieces apart. But until you start to see it all sort of. The butter becomes a little bit smaller in its sizing.
How do I get this right over? Do I have to press the button again?
You want to, if you want to go back to where you were.
If I wanted to like zzz
yeah,
this way.
You got to hold your finger on the button while you're moving it. So now if you see now you.
Oh, now we got
There we go. So I can go like that. I think we're pretty good though.
We call this learning on the fly, ladies and gentlemen,
Really,
and
yeah.
everyone in between.
Okay.
Back to the main cam.
There we go. So we have this. It is basically a basic mealy texture. What's nice about this recipe is you don't have to be super accurate. If it's not, basically if you can pick it up and you squeeze it between your fingers and it sort of clumps together,
yeah,
you're good. Now, to that, we have a cup of milk. Do not add the full milk right away. I find start with about 3/4 of this, maybe 3/8 of it. And not 3/8, sorry, 7/8 of it. Almost all of the milk. But always I find when you're adding liquid to
solid
flour,
or dry.
use a little to a dry, put in part of it, start to mix it up. So I'm going to take, you grab me a fork.
Okay. Nature's flat whisk.
Yeah. And you just sort of want to beat this together, sort of like you were like beating eggs with a flour. And you just want to really basically incorporate it. Once it starts to incorporate, and it's going to become a very, very raggedy kind of dough mixture.
A raggedy dough mixture.
That's what it's called, a raggedy dough mixture.
Raggedy dough. I think I had that doll when I was a kid.
I love the raggedy dough. This is still a little dry. I'm going to put in the rest of that milk. That milk. There we go. And basically, once you start to get it in, it starts to come into basically a one big ball.
Happy dough family.
Happy dough ball. Happy dough ball. Once you have that, we're going to put that aside. I'm just going to move this.
Here.
And we are going to take some flour, and we are going to very lightly flour our counter surface.
I'm just going to hide that over there.
You hide that. Here, take that.
I will also put that away.
All right, and we're going to take our very loose dough mixture. I'm going to turn that out onto our counter. And we're just going to get that into a nice dough. I think that's a little sticky. Actually, I need that back. Sorry, I was wrong.
Oh, buddy.
Well, it's just a little stickier than I was hoping for.
I understand, but I'm actually going to bring you the non-aesthetically pleasing flour.
Okay,
because it was easier to reach.
You just put
on the side or on top?
Just put it on top, a little bit on top.
Yeah, come on, flour. You can do it.
Don't be scared. Get
I know, but I don't know how much of it's going to come through.
Now put a little more down there. There we go. That's good. That's lovely. All right, now we
don't want to be responsible.
There we go. Now we have something. So it was a little wet. You don't want this to be. This is going to be a soft dough, but you don't want it to be a wet dough.
How about Chef Duyando?
Chef Duyando. Oh, there we are. All comes together. Now, once this is all basically put together, you have it starting to work out. There we go. You don't want to knead that too much. This is an important thing. If you knead it too much, you get tough. The whole point of this is you want to have that butter just lightly incorporated into the flour. That's going to give you a flakier pastry, or flakier biscuit. All right. Now that we have that done, we are going to take one more time. Where did you take the flour away again?
Yes.
I did.
Yes, I did.
I keep taking it away. I just need you to just move it away from the. There we are.
Okay. Well, here.
Here we are.
I will just stand here and be your flour.
So now we're just going to lightly flour our rolling pin, and now at this point we're just going to sort of, with one hand, get that a little into a flat shape.
I love how you say with one hand, because your hand is like twice the size of my hand.
And we are going to roll this out. Now, we want this to be about 3/4 of an inch. This is not going to rise. This is not like a bread. This is not going to rise very much. And especially what we're doing with it is pretty much not going to rise at all. So we just want it to be...
poof.
Yeah, it's going to poof a little bit. We want this to be about 3/4 of an inch. And this amount should give you, in my opinion, I think we did it last night, it gave me about 8. I have a glass here, which is about, what do you say, that's 3 inches?
Oh, you're as...
3 inches?
Never mind.
And
I was going to make a vulgar joke,
give me
but my hands are full.
cutting board?
Yep.
There we are.
Just thank God my hands were full.
There we are.
Show you
Put
how
that
I
on there. So we are going to now just cut out our biscuits.
Oh no. Do eh?
And especially if this was like, if I was making this to make just straight up biscuits to cook in the oven.
As opposed to these non-straight.
Well, these ones I'm going to be putting into the monkey bread, and they're going to be mixed with a bunch of other stuff. I would be a little concerned that I didn't. It's still a little sticky on the counter, but these I'm not going to worry about because if they sort of get misshapen a little bit, it's okay because I'm going to cut them up and stick them with gravy and poutine cheese, so it's going to be all good. Once you get that, we're going to mix that up again.
Do you need more flour?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. You're so
By the
good.
way,
You're right on top of
floor
that.
actually got really. I feel like I'm skating now.
Yeah.
Get your skates on.
Put your hand in. Okay, I'll do it. There we are. Perfect. All right. And once you have that, we're just going to roll this one out. This one's a little. There we are. We'll roll that till we get it about the same thickness. Rolling things out till they're the same thickness as things that are other things.
No, wait. Oh, do you know what that sounded like?
What?
Speaking of Canadian episode, the Green Forest.
The
Green Forest. Does anyone remember that from like 1,010 years ago?
All right.
No.
No, I don't remember. Actually, I do remember the Green Forest.
Remember the Green Forest? I put it in the
It's a
same
CBC thing,
category
wasn't
as
it?
like look up.
Oh, the
Way
friendly
up,
giant.
The friendly giant.
Oh, there we have. Like I say, right. Oh man, we got about 11 out of that one, and we still could probably get another 2 out of this.
So we might actually have biscuits for breakfast tomorrow.
Again, I think we can put as many biscuits as we want into our.
We can. This is true. You are the master of your own Poutine monkey bread. So
Yeah. So if you wanted these to just like, for instance, you want to make some biscuits of gravy, you want to make biscuits for jams or whatever, these would go into a 375-degree oven for about half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour.
What am I doing with this? Are we done with
That's
this?
done. That's done. We're good with that. We don't need that.
I don't need one last.
Ah, you can put it there. Sure.
I mean,
Just put it on there.
it's
Go
more
for it. Go
it's
for
more
it.
of a burger than
Go
it
for
is
it. That's
a
perfect. Biscuit burger. But I say,
it's not.
375-degree
a
oven for
smoosh.
about half an hour. You would have beautiful flaky biscuits that you can. But what we are going to quickly do with these is because these are going to go into a monkey bread.
Do we want to let them sit for like a minute and let
Don't
the
need
air?
to. Well, they're still going to sit either way,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter. We're just going to cut them into quarters.
You're just going to cut them into quarters.
We're going to cut all of these.
I'm going to put the flour away.
You
okay?
put the flour away. You're so determined to put that flour away.
I love to clean.
Yeah, I know. The middle of a show. I'm going to clean the whole thing, but we still need.
No, no, that is not exactly fair.
You literally just did that. You literally just did that. So it's.
You mentioned you were done with it.
Well, for the moment, just as when you. Never mind. No, when you.
Go ahead.
You gave me your stock, but I didn't dump it out. I just put it out of the way. So we're just going to cut all of these into quarters because they are going with the recipe that we want. Because it's a pull apart or a monkey bread, we want those to be small. I probably should have started at the front and worked my way back.
Lessons learned along the way.
I always find with biscuits, my first one is fantastic. And of course, you're always going to have that weird,
Well, then maybe
tragic-looking one.
Don't use that tragic.
Why? But like I say, for some reason, the tragic one always tastes the best.
It's because I put my hands on it.
That's probably what it is.
It's totally that.
It's a great way to describe things. It tastes the best because I put my hands on it. There we go. You want to just check on that and make sure that the sound hasn't gone out and people are just yelling at us like, you idiot.
No, because Sylvie Couture thinks I'm adorable, which means she had to hear what was coming out of my mouth.
Oh. I agree. I think you are adorable.
Oh, I thank you.
Oh, that one is.
You know what's not adorable?
This one? This is like the Lenny. This is like Lenny from Mice and Men.
Yeah, it is. It's
beautiful.
like the Lenny.
He's beautiful.
In his own way.
He just wants to be with the rabbits.
So
we're going to let those sit aside. Now again, you don't have to,
Hold on.
this biscuit recipe, you don't have to let it rise. Once you are done with that, they can go straight into an oven. In this case here, we don't need that to happen. We're going to let that sit while other things are being prepared. In the meantime, what's our schedule?
Our schedule is there, but I think we should reverse a thing. I think we should maybe.
I don't know what the things is.
I think we're at this point. I think we should go to here.
Yeah, we can do that.
We should do that so
That's
that
what I
I
think.
can get the
All right, ladies,
pasty flour.
While we're cleaning up the pasty flour, well, we're still going to be on camera.
That's okay.
Every
Hold
week.
on, wait, sexy cleaning.
Sexy. Ooh, that is sexy cleaning. Every week. For those of us who've watched the show know that we have, as part of the Stir Crazy Gang, one of the greatest, most respected chefs. You know, if you're going to do that, nobody's ever going to listen to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just came to hug you.
Oh.
I was going to smush
Careful,
my microphone
I was
against
going
you.
to say my mic pack smooshed your mic
Yeah,
pack.
your micro. That's what they're calling it now. That's what the kids are calling it. We have one of the greatest culinary geniuses the world has ever seen, Chef Doyen. Hopefully, we're talking about him now. He knows. There he is.
Oh, we
Chef
can hear
Doyen,
him.
your mic is on.
My mic is on.
Just so you know.
So,
Before
ladies
you
and
say
gentlemen,
anything
we
racist.
have with us this amazing person. So, before we go anywhere, we're just going to get ready because we've learned this was a bit of a problem
This
once
is the
before.
best way to do Chef Doyen.
So we're going to just make sure this works the way I want it to work. All right, there we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, with us one more time.
Without further dudes.
Without further dudes,
Chef
it's
Doyen!
Chef Doyen. There you are.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you, Chef Doyen? Oh, hang on.
I'm good.
What's going on here?
Things are happening.
There we are. We're good. Now we're back. Hey, how are you, Chef Doyen?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Excellent. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, sound is very good on my side. How about you guys?
I'm most impressed with the fact that you're cooking with shades on.
Yeah. Well, sometimes your future's so bright.
That's you got to wear shades, man. That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Love
is.
those shit.
Chef Doyen, you are known for your absolute amazing culinary treats.
Genius and
Genius
creativity.
in creativity, plating, anything you could possibly hope for. I'm so excited what you have for us this week.
Yes. So this week is a Canadian special, right?
It is.
And what's more Canadian than cherry Coke Jello?
Cherry Coke Jello. Sounds like a
It's a
stripper
mouthful,
from
right?
Sault Ste. Marie, I knew.
I'm glad you made that reference because otherwise I couldn't really find the anchor point in how Canadian this was. But
So ingredient for this week recipe is very simple.
Yes.
We're gonna need cherry Jello,
Cherry Jello. Different stripper.
regular Coke, or cherry Coke
Or cherry.
if you can have access to
Do
it.
you recommend, and I don't believe I've ever asked this of a Michelin star chef, do you prefer regular or cherry Coke?
I personally prefer cherry Coke. I try to find the hot cherry that would usually find at the smoked meat place, and sadly, because of the U.S.-Canadian border closed, there's a shortage of it. So for this week, we'll do with regular Coke.
Chef
But
Doyen,
I'm a cherry man myself.
Chef Doyen,
Yes.
cherry Coca-Cola, granted, exists more in the United States, but caught black cherry, I believe, is a Canadian product. I could be wrong.
It is.
Cot. Yeah, oh, the cot cherry. Yeah.
Is it not?
It is.
It is not.
Oh, see,
I was surprised.
There's a debate
but
happening.
No, apparently it's not.
I've only ever seen it in Quebec.
Actually, Schwartz, the smoked meat place Schwartz, actually ran out of caught cherry cola a few times when there was problem between Canada and the U.S. with the border.
Scandal.
What?
No,
They had to
So,
call in
yeah.
Celine.
pardon
They
me.
had to call in Celine. She went.
They had to call in Flynn. Yeah, she probably smuggled a few pack. Anyway, so we need cherry Jello, Coca-Cola, regular cherry, whatever, and then we need cherry pie filling.
Cherry pie filling.
Did you make that from scratch, Chef Doyen?
I have not.
Okay.
It's from the can. Great value, like $2 at Walmart.
Oh.
Oh, so the high-end brand.
Yes. And that,
The IM brand, like nothing too fancy for stir crazy.
This makes me think of what we always say here at Stir Crazy about Chef Diane.
What is that?
He's my cherry pie.
He is my
Exactly.
cherry pie. But the great value version.
Oh, the value, the great value. He's
Walmart
my
version.
great value.
He's my
cherry.
Walmart cherry pie.
Okay. All right. So to start, I'm gonna take the pouch of cherry gel.
Yes.
I'm gonna open it.
It'd be weird if you didn't.
I'm gonna put it all. This week I'm cooking from a glasses, so
Okay.
you can put it all in a glass.
Uh-huh.
All the powder in a glass. Then we're gonna need about 3/4 of a cup, not a cup, 3/4, but really 3/4 of a cup of hot water.
You talk about here.
I know.
Here.
But you're watching them. I'm watching him. I just need to pay attention to his culinary brilliance.
Yes, you need to pay attention.
I know. Every day is a school day with Chef Diane.
Yeah.
And no.
So it's one of
So
those like
first thing I'm
sports
gonna do,
days.
you're gonna put the hot water in the glasses, and then we're gonna mix it up till all the powder is properly dissolved.
That is a beautiful color, Chef Diane. I'm impressed with
It
how
is.
you've
Very
achieved
Canadian, right?
Indeed.
Jello.
There we go. So once the powder is properly dissolved, we're also gonna add 3/4 of a cup of Coca-Cola.
3/4 of a cup of Coca-Cola.
Yes. A complicated recipe.
It's all the it's all the fractions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fractions
Exactly.
are hard.
Nobody told us
Fraction,
there'd be math involved.
Math is hard.
Lots of research were involved in that. So you take your 3/4 of a cup, put it in the glasses. It's gonna turn into a sort of a pink goo, like this,
Pink.
and it's gonna splash
That
everywhere.
was another stripper I knew.
What did she did it result in the same reaction?
Yes, actually it did. I really got to get that
So
looked at.
we're gonna let it sit for a second.
Yes.
But yeah, this happened before. Once the liquid gonna be still and it's gonna be going down,
Stops.
we're gonna add the cherry pie filling in there.
Oh, so you
And
mean
then we're
once
gonna
the
put it in
chemical
the-
reaction
Oh.
stops? Yeah.
Chef Diane.
Yeah, once the chemical
I
reaction.
think Chef
stops-
Diane froze. I don't think he's staring at that
I
thing.
don't know. Maybe you're frozen. Maybe you're really.
Yeah, right here.
No, I just was checking that you froze a little bit.
No, but it looks-
Oh, there
oh,
you
there you
go.
are.
There you
But
go.
it looked like you were really
now
good at
it was
watching
like you
things.
were in this pose, intently staring at your cherry jello for like a good 4 minutes. It felt.
It's like the mannequin challenge.
So yeah, so I'm gonna let the chemical do their thing, and then I will add the cherry pie fillings in the glass,
Yeah,
and then put it in the fridge for about 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
But with the magic of the internet, we can talk to each other about 20 minutes, and it's gonna be ready.
Perfect.
You are magical and mysterious, Chef Diane.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, resorting to the bare minimum.
You saw it here first.
Chef Diane. Thank you, Chef
Thank you,
Diane.
Chef Diane.
We'll
We'll
check
see you
back
soon.
in with you to see what your cherry pie is doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
guys later.
Oh,
Now we're all frozen.
there we go.
All right. Here's an
Oh,
ear buddy.
they're going to take the earbud out. Oh, there we are.
Ear buddies.
I don't know what happened there. It's got a weird little transition. I think it's audio. We're fixing this. I think this is we're still doing very well. Even though that
Are you
sound
telling me or are you telling them
I'm
or
telling
yourself?
myself.
Okay. Just making sure.
Telling
I
myself.
wanted to be clear on who that message was
So
for.
now, are we in assembly mode?
We could be in assembly mode.
Let's assemble.
All right. I'm going to get rid of this because, in all fairness,
We're making another cocktail.
I'm making a cocktail that I prefer, and
I'm going to leave that because I may make one other one.
I also find that I'm just going to briefly. Okay, we've got 2 minutes. I can just pontificate for 2 seconds. The cool thing about trying stuff in the bar is that, like, some stuff you're going to like and some stuff you're not going to like. Like, I was totally convinced I was going to, like, fall head over heels in love with this bacon rye. For me, For him, yay. The same thing when we do the beer cocktail, you'll see that we're going to use 2 different spirits for a reason, because Are you going in for cleavage camp? So I feel like I'm very much being taken seriously right now, but I'm okay with it. We have to start upping the burlesque content here anyway. But yeah, do you like if you try something and you're like, not for me.
Shouldn't have grabbed that. Yeah.
That's cool. You know, you're not marrying the cocktail; you're just tasting it. It's all good.
Marrying. It'd be weird if you had to marry a cocktail every time you had it.
If you had to marry a cocktail, which cocktail would you marry?
Bloody Mary.
You know, that's awful for me, considering there is a cocktail called the El Diablo. But
right, I forgot about that.
I'll go over
Sorry
here
about
now.
that. That's all on me.
It's fine.
That's on me.
I gotcha.
All right,
Giddy up.
ladies and gentlemen, Poutine monkey bread is about to be assembled.
We're just going to give this skillet a little bit of
A spritz there. I'll give you some of that. I'll give you one of those.
No, you know what? I hid some
Oh,
back
you hid some
here
in preparation.
I was never a Girl Scout, but Mama knows how to be prepared.
Do you need your ches?
I don't. Yes, I need my ches and I'm in a bowl.
Where's your
please.
ches? In here?
My ches is in there.
Oh, those are ches. That's all the ches you need?
That's all the ches I need. But you know what I could ask you to do, perhaps? On that little cutting board over there. Okay, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Quebec cheese curds, they come in a variety of sizes. In the same bag, we had some of these. Take that. And then some of like these puppies. So if you want to even them out a little bit, what I was going to ask you to do was chop them a little bit.
That's what I'm doing.
So we can get a more
even
distribution of cheese throughout. This
Just
is
put
a
'em on
cup of cheese curds. But I kind of think that there might be 1 or 2 or 3 more hiding in the fridge, and I might just use those at the very end to finish off the top of this. What we're going to do is we're going to grab, oh no, oh yes, a bowl. You put one bowl and another bowl as opposed to putting the bowl underneath, and I totally got confused and I had no idea what was going on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We are going to put our dough in a bowl. Now, what we didn't mention, because we're trying to, teach you guys a thing or two and not just be like, go buy Pillsbury dough. This can be done with Pillsbury dough, and it will be just as tasty-ish.
No, it won't be as tasty.
It won't be as tasty, and you won't feel as accomplished, but it will still work. The only reason I say
We're
that
here
is...
to give you a sense of accomplishment.
Yes. Maslow and all that
How's
stuff.
that? Look good for you?
That looks divine.
Thank you.
So,
That's
like
appropriate.
you, Danny D. So, we're throwing all our little dough buddies in here.
Dough buddies.
Dough buddies.
I had some of those in the war.
Dough buddies?
Yeah.
I like pretty food. You guys know that. I'm just going to...
Give me that.
I don't know. There's a whole diga happening over here. Now, to this, we are going to add 1 cup of chopped up cheese curds. Okay. Merci beaucoup. I'm going to say mix this in, but be careful because, again, the dough is still pretty sticky. So we don't want to make one big, large pancake, which is why if you can afford to let it sit out in the air a little bit longer, maybe that's not a bad idea. We're mixing the cheese curds in. La la la.
Okay.
La la la. Can you pass me the 1/3 of a cup measuring cup, please?
The 1/3 of a cup measuring cup.
So
you'll
right
say.
now, and again, this is not fancy food, guys. This is just tasty food. So this is what the inside of my bowl looks like right now. It's kind of a mishmash of cheese and dough and
gravy,
nothing fancy. Okay, so this is not. We are not actually serving this to Queen Victoria in the event that she should show up for our Queen Victoria Day celebration. Might I? We're going to add to this. Oops.
I can pour it into the thing. Is what I'm saying.
Pour it into my cup. Yes, I was just trying to. I was trying to avoid the peppercorns.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to strain out without straining.
No, we're not gonna.
Remember when we used to be careful about stuff like this?
Yeah.
1/3 of a cup, and hold on.
Oh, sorry.
2/3 of a cup.
2/3 of a cup.
2/3 d'une tasse, mes amis. That's 2/3 of a cup. If you're afraid of peppercorns, just go in there and take them out, or use a slotted spoon. Thank you very much. The rest of
We
your
are
gravy,
not afraid of peppercorns.
I'm not afraid.
I like peppercorns.
The rest of your gravy will be kept aside. to use for dipping later. So we're gonna smoosh this all up. I swear to you, this is don't even. I don't want them to see it because it's like it's
No, they would
so
need to see this.
déclasse. Okay.
Here we are. Here we go. We're cutting over to here. Fly coming in.
If you thought we were classy before,
But this is a monkey bread. It's supposed to be a little mushy, and like I say, I've made a few different kinds of monkey bread, and they always have this point where they look terrible, but then you bake it, and it's a gorgeous.
Oh, this is going to taste delish.
All right, we're good.
We are good. Into your skillet that has been oiled or buttered. We're going to dump all of this in here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to keep that peppercorn in there. Thank you. I'm going to eat this cheese because
that's a reward.
That's just me. I'll put that in there. And this is why I would have left it out, the dough out a little bit longer.
I think it was a little wetter too than last time we did it.
This dough was a bit wet, so again, right now we're not necessarily getting.
This is a live show. It's not always going to be perfect.
Listen, it's going to taste delicious. I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
In the fridge, I snuck away a small, tiny bit of extra cheese curds.
Extra cheese curds.
Yep, there's not a lot of them.
Is that all we have?
That is all we have.
Can you use any other kind of cheese for poutine?
So here's a debate that we can open up to the online people. We're just putting a couple of extra
We have
cheese
one more
curds.
question for you. This
We
is
do.
not it.
So this is not the official question. One moment, please. 375 in the oven right now for 30 minutes.
The inside of our oven.
I am going to set the timer for 25 and check it because, again, you should always check up on your food. You wouldn't leave your kids playing in a hot oven. Why don't leave your food there? Poutine cheese, yes. So traditionally in Quebec, it is done with cheddar cheese curds, which, if you're not familiar, are super squeaky and delicious, but it's like its own breed of cheese. If you're going for the squeaky, I would use halloumi, believe it or not.
Halloumi's a good alternative.
Halloumi's a good alternative. It also, cheese curds they melt, but they don't melt like a Velveeta, right?
Yeah, you're not going to get, it's not like that gooey.
Cheese sauce.
Yeah.
It's
you're going to get some pull, but it's not like a grilled cheese.
So some people use mozzarella when they can't find cheddar cheese because of the pull.
Yeah.
Some people use mild cheddar, not an intense cheddar.
Yeah.
Because technically cheese curds are cheddar cheese. But honestly, if you're doing this at home, the sky is the limit. If you want to make truffle cheese, poutine, or whatever, if you're going for the real authentic, the other thing is too, I did a little bit of research last week because I want to start trying to make some cheese at home. And cheese curds are not a hard thing.
No, they're not a hard thing. It's funny. Like I said, when I left Vancouver, now, before I moved here, poutine there wasn't that big boom and that explosion of the popularity of poutine. And so anywhere that wasn't Quebec and maybe Ontario, if you got poutine, you got the same thing. You got a McCain-esque fry with a gravy and probably mozzarella or white cheddar,
and grated on top. Shredded.
And that's the only poutine that existed outside of Quebec that I've traveled all across the country and I've had it in every province.
But like I remember when it became a menu item at McDonald's outside of Quebec, and it was shocking to me because if you're from Quebec or you've ever spent time in Quebec or went to summer camp in Quebec or have traveled or whatever. The best poutine, selon moi, au moins, is when you get either into southern Quebec, like on the South Shore, as you're going towards the American border, or as you go vers les Laurentides, and you get these patateries, you know, patate ginette or patate gislaine or whatever, that are like little fry casse-croûte, which is like casse-croûte is like a snack bar, I guess, in English, or in the rest of Canada. That's the best poutine.
A road stop. We call it a road stop.
It's not really. Well, it's
a roadside. No, a road.
Snack shop, I guess.
But but we'd never call that a snack. You wouldn't call that a snack shop. You would call that like a roadside.
Okay, but then again, we also have this conversation too, which I was unaware of before Dan and I ever had the conversation, that in Quebec, hot dog places, like hot dog restaurants,
not a thing,
are common. You know, we have La Fleur, we have Belle Province, which is also poutine and hot dogs. And not just any hot dogs, steamy hot dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that hot dogs don't exist on the West Coast. We have hot dogs, but I can't tell you a hot dog place.
Check Elle's mic.
Check Elle's mic. Sean is sound.
Sound change.
Hang on.
sorry.
Did your oh, your mic went out. Wait, you on?
So this looks extremely vulgar if you're just tuning in right now.
I'm gonna change your batteries.
One moment, please.
Hang on, we have to change the batteries. I was
Right.
expecting those to last
Maybe
longer.
explain to people why your head was in my butt.
Because we're on batteries. That's where the batteries are for Elle.
My batteries are
I'm
in
checking
my butt.
Elle's batteries.
I have made that joke for years that my battery pack was in my ass.
So we're gonna check your batteries.
One moment, please.
Bear with me.
Oh.
You can just bend over this way and talk to them. Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Hi, everybody. They can hear me and they can see you. So if you try and lip sync to what I'm saying, that would be amazing. Hi, my name is Elle Diabloe, and when I'm not doing stir crazy Sank-a-set, I have cheese. I have all the cheese. 4 cheese, 5 cheese, 10 cheese. Who cut the cheese? Me cut the cheese. Okay, I think you're on now.
All right.
Oh, wait, I haven't put you back in your butt.
Your mom never knew I operated on batteries. That's
Oh.
okay. This is a really cute shorts onesie that has now become a thong onesie. Wowza!
Let me just make sure I'm
that
still
better?
good. How is everybody? Is everybody still good? I'm checking my power is still good.
That's a thing that
That's
happened.
and I said nothing would go wrong with the audio,
Of course it did.
and now I had to literally physically dive into your butt.
You did that. A quick heads up for anybody listening would be good to see if I have sound. Do I have
Oh, you have sound. I can see it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so you have sound coming here,
Not out of my butt. Yeah?
not out of your butt.
Over
If
there?
over there. Your sound is from over here.
Amazing. I'm going to check our sound.
Oh, that's hilarious. Give me some sound again.
I can give you some sound again.
Oh, you're not. Why are
Oh,
you not?
hold on.
Hold on. We're not. We're almost there. We're almost there. You're still talk.
I'm talking. Talking.
Yeah, you're still,
Maria Boucher, Elle's mic is still not working. You want to check my channels? That was the
Yeah.
best. Thanks, Misty.
channels. What channel are you on?
What
You're on
channel
channel
am I?
3.
I'm channel
I might have
3.
checked. I might have switched your channel by accident. Let me
I
just
think I'm
make
on
sure you're on channel 3.
Channel 3.
Sorry about this,
I can
everybody.
taste my onesie, everyone.
Oh, right. There you are. 1.
Hold on.
Channel A, 2, 3. There we go. Hang on. And here you are.
Ruth Gilson, for real?
Hi, Ruth Gilson. All right, we have sound. It should all be working now. Perfect.
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear me.
All right, we're going to move on either way.
Are we now?
Yeah, we're going to move on. I can see it. Talk for me.
I can talk to you right now on my
I'm
microphone.
going to move over here. I'm going to move over here. You
Making
talk.
noise. No, you see, I don't think I'm making any noise. Sorry, guys. We're
What?
trying.
Why are you not making noise?
We're trying. All good. Yep.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I can see you making sound. Why did you not think you were making noise?
I don't know.
See, this should be coming up to a yellow when you talk by
I know,
yourself.
but you're talking, and I don't know why you're not showing.
Yes, I am. See? That's not me. We're both this.
It's lucky I'm cute.
This is the
and
technical.
don't mind tasting my onesie from behind.
Excellent. Still entertaining, even though mic malfunction. That may have been the single most entertaining mic malfunction.
Also, and possibly the most burlesque the show has gotten, with you sticking your face in my
In your butt.
and making a thong
I
out
think-
of my fully covered situation. But
All right.
we're at
Yeah, we're at the beer.
we're at beer, or we could do beer. We have 2 B options.
Do you want to do that? Oh, would you like to do that one? Well, maybe let's have a drink. and
Let's
then
have a drink. I think people might need
We
a drink
are going to move
first.
on. This is, you guys, we normally have 1 cocktail, 1 food. While our food is in the oven, we are going to go on, and the lovely Elle Diabloe is going to be making a beer cocktail.
Sorry, El Diablo's a little behind because of all of the butt stuff
What are you
that
looking
just
for?
happened. I'm looking for, you know.
What are you look- just tell me and I'll get it.
Let me just have my stream of consciousness.
All right,
I was gonna say, Stir Crazy might be the only live cooking show where you can come and hang out
What do you
and
mean?
witness live
What do-
butt stuff. Thank you. In a non-vulgar way.
It was a little vulgar.
It might have been a little
bit vulgar.
I don't know. My vulgarity
I have
meter
no problem with the vulgarity.
My vulgarity meter
Speaking
is
of
off.
vulgarity, we announced last week that we're going to be doing a new show, which we're calling Stir Crazy After Dark,
That
which
is
is
indeed
going to
what
be.
we're calling
We
it.
are both burlesque performers.
If you couldn't
She
tell.
is a dancer and a host. I am a host and a comedian. And because when she does it, it's very serious. I admit it sounds like you're not funny, but you're hilarious. And
I'm a bummer.
and so we're going to be doing a new show coming up in June. We're calling Stir Crazy After Dark. It's going to be a burlesque show where we're going to get a bunch of our friends around the world. We were talking to Antwerp today.
We were.
And we're going to get a bunch of our friends around the world to send us some of their best footage of them performing in front of an audience so that we have the
keep talking.
gorgeous feel of an audience once again. And we are going to host it live and bring you this footage of some of the most amazing performers in the world.
Pardon me, don't want to interrupt you.
Go for it. You're good.
Okay.
Some of the most amazing performers around the world performing some of their best numbers. I'm so excited for this
Why
show.
am I doing this?
And along with that, we're going to make cocktails. We're going to be funny. So coming in June, probably very early June, Stir Crazy After Dark, our second show. It'll be a 1 hour
Extravaganza.
evening 9 o'clock show. If you have children, this won't be a show for them. But if you don't have children,
Or if you have no
there'll be a
morals.
reason to make them.
Or you know, if you don't care, if you're like, bring it on. You know, who are we to judge how you live? That's it's not for
I
us.
like to judge. A little
I know
bit.
you do.
A little bit.
All right, guys.
So, what are we making?
We are making beer Caesars.
Beer Caesar.
I will tell you why. Because the Caesar.
What is the Caesar?
Okay, unlike the Bloody Mary, which most people are well acquainted with, I'm not drunk, but I've somehow lost the plot in the last 2 seconds. I think that whole Dan in my butt public situation threw me off.
Usually, it's so weird. Usually, you're fine with
Usually I'm fine with it, but there's usually not this much of an audience. So,
it. Yeah, all 30 of them.
Mama's shy. So the Caesar is the Canadian take on the Bloody Mary. It was invented, if I'm not mistaken, in Alberta by Walter Schell. And it's basically a Bloody Mary made with Clamato juice. Now, if we are still broadcasting anywhere in Europe, this is upsetting to a lot of people. It is
I don't know
tomato
why.
juice with clams because people naturally go, ugh,
I prefer it.
clam juice? I drink tomato juice straight, but I drink Clamato with my booze. Like, I don't...
I like Clamato juice just in general. And it's funny because I'm not a big fan of Caesars, but I do like Clamato juice.
So, there you go. Chacun a son goût, as we say at Quebec. So, deal is, normally a Bloody
I'm just gonna step
Caesar
out for a
is
second.
made with vodka and Clamato juice and Caesar mix. Now, Caesar mix is a personal thing. Caesar mix normally involves some Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco. People use all sorts of stuff. If you like it spicy, you can use horseradish. Or sriracha. People use pickle juice. People use all sorts of different stuff to achieve that kind of delicious taste. I know that when I do this, it doesn't make it look like it's delicious, but I like anything that's super pickly, super vinegary, super spicy. So giddy up. Difference is today, we are not eliminating the hard alcohol. We're just adding beer. So, we have rimmed our 2 glasses with Caesar rim. I made mine myself. It was a combination of salt and celery salt, some onion powder, but pretty much any grocery store or any alcohol, LCBO, SAQ, whatever, will sell some form of Caesar rim. Plus, you can buy it on the interwebs. Yeah, but pretty much it's like a spicy, salty way to rim your glass. So you rim your glass with a lemon or a lime. I've used lime because I prefer it.
Bring you that too.
We're going to, I would totally want those. I was thinking the same thing. We're going to put some ice in this glass.
How much ice? A lot of ice? That was just a sound. That was literally just a
I got
sound.
4 cubes in here.
All right.
We are going to take a 355 milliliter can o' beer. I'm using Sleeman's Lager because I wanted to use a Canadian, but the only time I drink Molson Canadian back in the day was at a Tragically Hip concert, and we're not going to talk about that. So,
Ironically, it's tragic.
it is kind of tragic inside because there is no better May twofer band in all of Canada than the Tragically Hip. I'll fight you. But we're going to split this can over 2 glasses.
Mary-Eve says she believes that the Caesar is Canada's official cocktail.
Cocktail? I believe so as well.
Which is weird because I don't necessarily associate clams with Canada.
No, and again, I don't really know why we're associated, like why Clamato was even a thing for Canada, but...
Did you guys go climbing when you were out here? Did you go climbing?
Where are we? No.
No, because we would go climbing in BC all the time.
Okay, but we have a lot of, we have a lot of clean lakes in Quebec and a lot of clean water, but not around Munch, and I don't know where we'd go clamming around Montreal. To be honest,
the St. Lawrence, you would have something like that.
I'm assuming everyone's judging me for my pour right now. Please don't. I'm trying my best because I don't want to.
You always assume people are judging you. People love this. They love you.
Oh, thank you. But like, it's a shitty pour. I'm doing a shitty pour, but I'm also trying not to mess with the rim. This might have not been the best glass choice, but you know what? Tonight, I'm just doing me, yo. Might I have a half a cup measuring cup, please?
Half a cup measuring cup.
Yes.
Here, why don't you just have the...
You know what? You'll get the one with the more... I got the one with the more whiskey before, and we're going to throw into this beer a half a cup of Clamato each. So,
let me bring up the 2. I have recipes for you, everybody. Here we have, boom, the recipe, or the ingredient list.
Now, I'm calling this Caesar 2.4, but you could call this all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Just putting a little bit extra in there, groovy. So, we have beer, we have ice, we have Clamato juice. Into this, I am going to throw a couple of dashes of Tabasco. Again, if you prefer Sriracha, Frank's Red Hot, whatever your spice of choice is, a little bit of Worcester sauce.
Oh, you need a cocktail spoon?
I do need a cocktail spoon. I also need some additional alcohol.
Yes, I have that right here as well.
So we're just going to give that a little bit of a stir. Okay.
Right.
Now.
You'll need a jigger.
In theory.
That's all?
My friends, in theory, if this was a non-stir crazy recipe, we could call it a day right now. Just, however, because it's us, we are going to add...
You prefer,
I
or the traditional.
I prefer vodka in my Caesar. I also love Tito's. So what are we putting, an ounce?
An ounce of that, yeah.
We're putting in an ounce of vodka into mine.
It's all the way up.
I know, I got it. Woo.
Now, I prefer, a lot of people like it, with Caesar, traditionally it's vodka, though you can also get
gin.
You can do a variety of things. I really like mezcal because I feel with the tomatoey savoriness, the smokiness of the mezcal is just an amazing combination.
And it really does, thank you. It really does change the flavor of this cocktail. Like the smokiness of the mezcal, his drink, in essence, is going to taste like my drink, but there's a infinitely more smoky flavor in Danny's than in mine.
Yeah.
To this, now, Caesars have gone a little bit cray in the last couple of years. You can go
you can get a
whole meal on top of your Caesar. You can go places, get half a grilled cheese. You can get a slider.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen?
Well, I tried to drink a seafood Caesar at the Monkland Street Fair a couple of years ago. I think it was Lucille's that was doing them. And it had like a crab leg hanging out of it and then like an oyster on top. And it was like you couldn't get to the drink because that was happening. But for me, if you're not going to go completely, you could just put a celery stalk in here.
I like the celery.
I know you do, and if you want, I can get
No, this is fine. I like these too.
To me, the extreme bean, the spicy long bean, is just pickled enough. I love them so much that I'm putting 2 in because we all know how I feel about pickles.
Do you guys ever have the boozy ones? There was always the boozy beans.
I'm also throwing a little siplet of that.
It's a spicy sauce. It's a
spicy pickle juice, basically, is what it is. And again, we know how I feel about that. Mine has 2 little devil horns in it. Cheers.
I'm gonna mix that booze through first.
Mix that booze. Well, I mixed it.
Oh, did you? I'm
mixed
sorry.
it.
I just wanna play with my bean.
Play with your bean?
Want to flick my bean? Oh, do you want here? Let me get a straw for you. Why don't I get you a straw?
Because I don't need a straw.
Oh well, I'm gonna.
Oh wait, I do need a straw. We have those cute straws. I completely forgot.
The beautiful metal straws. Mm-hmm. With the these little straws with the little
bar straws?
spoon.
It's a straw and it's a spoon.
So you just pop that in there.
How cute is that?
Oh, that's so good with the mezcal. I like that. It's light with the beer. You don't. It's not a huge, and especially it's.
And it's half a beer too.
It's half a beer. Yeah, it's not. But it's what I find too, especially with a lot of Caesars, is you get an ounce of liquor and then the rest is clam juice.
Or people's interpretation of what a Caesar should be, like passata or tomato paste.
But anyway, I find sometimes it's because I'm not a big fan of tomato-based juices. It can be a lot. I like this a lot because you still get the savory tomato aspect, but it's lightened up with the beer. And then you add to me this mezcal that has the smoky. Here, we'll switch it off. Oh, the Tito's is nice though too.
But it's a very different drink. That's a very.
I like this though.
Don't take it this wrong way, and you're all gonna raise an eyebrow. There's something about mezcal that reminds me of leather. It's and not because it tastes like leather, but there's like I don't know. Maybe it reminds me of like Mexican cow. I don't know what it is, but there's something in mezcal that I'm like, Yep. Yes.
For 3 weeks, for the past 3 weeks, we have had one other guest on our show. One of my favorite Montreal comedians, a guy named Ben Cardili, who is not only a hilarious comedian, but has been, during the whole quarantine, lockdown kind of thing, he has been producing these amazing music videos. We've had 2 of his songs on already. We had Robot Friends, which is a wonderful 80s techno kind of thing.
Amazing.
And then last week we had Eating for the Sake of Eating, which is reminding me of like Don McLean, American Pie kind of feel. He put out a video 2 days ago, a brand new one. He'd actually asked a bunch of people. I got an email from him. And he asked a lot of comedians to get involved in this. So you're not only going to hear him and see him, but you're going to see a ton of Canadian comedians because it's basically it's his new song based on his album that he's releasing or his SoundCloud. So I'm so excited that we got to put it on the show this week.
Choke on a spicy long bean.
That's my favorite porno ever.
Don't choke on a spicy long bean? Wow, did we just bugger that introduction, didn't we?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
get your Kleenex ready.
One of the greatest things we've seen for ages, Ben Cardili and his latest song, "The Joke's on Us."
Just comedians' luck. We got new jokes, but ain't no shows to tell them at. So we're all going live, but we know it's a fact. Cause without crowds, they're laughing with us. All our punchlines just fall flat. Tell us, when will it end? And will we murder again? We're currently bombing in our bedrooms, on our Zoom calls with our dads. Please just give us a mic and a room with a stage. We've been keeping it light, but without any laughs. Our clever insights sound arranged. Damn, this blows. This is one half empty cup. Shows, what's the use in standing up? The joke's on us. for us to waste our time. A small vacation, fine, but more than that, we lose our minds. We need a crowd to please, we even miss the hecklers, G. And if you hadn't noticed, we're the lowest that we've ever been. Look, what you gotta see is this ain't art, it's therapy. And every day without it is a toxin in our chemistry. We hope y'all been safe and taking time for bettering. Just know you best be ready when this ends, we're bringing everything. So tonight, when you're scrolling through your phones, find a joke someone's trying to tell from home and laugh along. Damn, this blows. This is one half empty cup. Without shows, what's the use in standing up? The joke's on us. Damn, this blows. This is one half empty cup. Without shows, what's the use in standing up? The joke's on us.
Ben Cardilli's The Joke's on Us.
I can't speak because I'm having tears.
She's having emotions. Oh, it's a beautiful song.
It's beautiful. Ben Cardilli, you're awesome.
You're awesome, and it's like what is so good about that is so many of my beautiful, wonderful people that I get to see all. I haven't seen for ages. Lucy Gervais and Troy Stark and Shirley Whalen, like all these amazing comedians that I love watching. We miss you guys, and Ben, we love you. His new album. Something I can't remember what the name of the album was. It was just on there. We'll make sure it's all up in the notes below. His new album's coming out on SoundCloud. And we're going to
check
get
it out,
him
support him. He's
phenomenal. He's got so much. Ben Cardilli's YouTube page. Look him up on YouTube. He's got all of these
I
videos.
think he's linked on our.
Yeah, if you go to ours, if you go to
YouTube.
Stir Crazy Show, you can find his YouTube page. And he's got a whole bunch of other videos. Some of them absolutely hysterical. Some of them are like this. Will just kill you right in the guts.
I have to eat a bean.
Love it. I haven't checked in over here for a bit.
I'm eating a bean.
You're eating a bean? Let's check in over to the people.
I'm having a
Oh, there's
sad
Ben.
bean.
It's Ben. You're welcome, Ben. Ben, what's the name of the album? I'm sorry, it's gone off the screen and I can't remember. Tell me the name of the album, Ben. Who we are? Wishbone says we are awesome. Thanks, Wishbone. We
Thanks,
agree with you.
Oh my God, that
And,
really got me
thanks
emotional.
for the follow, Wishbone. Thanks a lot for the follow.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. So good. What else we got going on back here? Oh, there we got another message. There it is. The Great Indoors.
The Great Indoors.
The Great Indoors. That is the new album. Thank you, Ben. Is it dropped yet? Has it come out yet? Let us know. I love the delay. I feel like we're reporting from Iraq.
From your rack.
From my rack.
Well, hold on, wait. We can report
from
my
your
rack.
rack. Yeah. Mezcal is a great idea, Maria. What did Ben say? Wish you got. What are you guys making? Well, we just made some Wishbones. We just made some beer Caesars.
Beer Caesars. We've made the ultimate Canadian old fashioned, which
And
was an old
coming
fashioned
out of the oven.
Hold
is
on, sorry.
some-
Which was an old fashioned with
bacon infused rye.
Bacon infused rye, and coming soon
Is
to here near you. Where's the let's get that
pull this
scenario
out.
sorted. Yeah.
a poutine
A
monkey
poutine
bread.
monkey bread. So
Where are you?
maybe we should check in with Chef Duyen real quick.
Chef
before-
Duyen, while we're doing
this.
You're going to do that?
I'm
I'm going to go check in.
Y'all going to check in with Chef Duyen.
Chef Duyen, we're coming back to you. I hope you're ready because this, I'm just going to, he is, I can hear him. we got to go.
You can hear him. I'm just going to go back here. I'll hop in a second.
Here, I'm going to do that.
Oh, wrong ear, but okay.
No, that's the right ear. I know what ear you should go in.
You know know what you're.
All right. So let's
all that
go
oral
over to
that
Chef
we do.
Duyan. There we are, Chef Duyan. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent, excellent.
Can you hear me?
We
Kat,
can.
we can hear you beautifully. You look gorgeous. You sound
And
better.
I cannot hear you. Shauna's mic is working. Yours is not.
Mine isn't working.
That's El Diablo.
I don't know why.
That's
I
El
can hear you
Diablo
from
to you,
afar.
Chef.
That's
Duyan.
fine. It seems like it's working. Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
I can hear Shauna.
That's El
here,
Diablo to you, Chef Duyan.
you can hear Shauna. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Well, I don't know why.
No,
Okay.
my secret identity has been revealed.
Oh, you know why you can hear Shauna? Because you have the microphone. I think he's listening through here.
Oh, well, there you go. So hold on, let's swap.
All
I
right.
told you I had the wrong earpiece
Here we are.
for my.
Can you hear me now? Just talk. Just talk. Tell him to talk.
Talk.
So much for audio.
It's all right. We're getting there.
Audio perfection this week. Okay.
Oh, it's
so
weird.
our dessert is ready.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
So here is black cherry Coke Jello.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. That was my book.
Oh, heavens.
So we're gonna last week whipped cream on
That-
top of it.
Cool whip,
Again, I
not
don't
whipped
feel
cream.
right calling that whipped cream. Just had to
I
pop in for a second here to.
I grew up knowing this as whipped cream. I don't know.
Say dream whip, so.
I always thought that whipped cream was cream that you whipped.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not into that cream.
It's a weird response. Weird response.
Well, I can appreciate it though.
Anyway, so here it is. Tastes amazing.
Let me just hop over here and check out what Chef Duyan's doing.
He is he's eating
It's-
some Jello with Cool Whip on it.
It's kind of like a cherry Coke float, yeah? A little bit, maybe?
Yeah,
Jean,
yeah, with
still?
Sure.
yeah. Yeah, so it's very good. Also, while I was on break, I had time to ask my research assistant to check about COTS. And actually, we were both right. COTS is an American-Canadian company. They have they're stationed in Mississauga, Ontario, and in Florida somewhere.
Where
So,
where
but-
the Hebrews are. I got
Exactly.
that.
Well, Quebec is kind of the Florida of Canada.
But he said Ontario, not Quebec.
Oh, Ontario?
Yeah, Mississauga.
Ontario
Mississauga,
is
Ontario.
the Florida of
And
Canada.
some,
That is not true.
but yeah, but it's true. Like each time there's a issue between the Canadian-American border, there's a shortage of cherry.
You see,
Coke.
we should all get along so we can all get the produce and unnecessary products that we all really
Yeah.
need in North America to make the world go round.
Chef Duyan, we got to say thank you again so much for always making our world a little weirder.
And more delicious.
And more delicious.
And more delicious.
So cheers, guys.
Cheers, Chef
Cheers,
Duyan.
Chef Duyan.
Have a good day. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chef Duyan.
Don't you feel smarter?
I feel weirder. Hey, we didn't ask that last question today, and I just want to put that up because this is all a bit about the beginning of summer. And so our final question for today is, what's your favorite cabin / chalet / cottage snack food? And we always have to say that because that thing is, I don't understand what a cottage is and why it's different than a cabin or a chalet.
I don't really think it's different. I think it just depends on where you grew up and you call it different things. We call it chalet because we're French here.
But a chalet to me specifically requires a mountain vista.
So you're like Swiss chalet, like the actual Swiss chalet.
That's
like,
Swiss chalet.
Like, hold on, just checking that. We're gonna put that back in for 1 to 2 extra minutes.
I just want a little brown on the top of that.
Yeah.
We're 5 minutes out. We're almost good.
We're almost good. If you guys want to hang out to eat with us for a couple of minutes afterwards, we will get this out
Yeah.
by 7 o'clock. But with the eating portion, might not happen yet.
Yeah. S'mores. Alicia Krellison said s'mores is a good one.
Jeff.
My mom said beef bourguignon.
Maureen, who the hell is making a beef bourguignon?
My mother
at
would make a
chalet?
beef bourguignon
sorry,
for a
ca-
chalet.
a cabin.
Cabin.
You guys
Make
call
the
it cabin.
Make it at the cabin.
All right. When
We do that
I
at-
rent us a cabin,
What's yours?
you, lady, are making beef bourguignon.
What's yours?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs. Hot dogs on the barbecue, hot dogs in the fire pit, hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs.
See, to me, because when I was a kid, especially going to a cabin or going out like that was, we'd go to the beach a lot. We'd go camping or something like that. And there was always we'd go clamming. So to me, clams were a big part of it. We'd always have you'd get all the razor clams, and then you'd put them over the fire so they all naturally open up and then pour garlic butter all over it.
Ooh, your cottage food sounds better than mine.
So good. So clams were always good.
Raclette, I see over here. Pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Mushrooms and vodka in a measuring cup. Yes, Audrey Ivory, that was one of the best. That was one of the best cottage meals ever.
Yes, that was let's see what everybody's saying over here.
Show.
Let's just check in. What do we got? Choco fondue.
Oh, yeah.
Turducken. Anything on the barbecue.
Misty, for real? A turducken?
Yeah. Mushroom. These are all great. And chips.
A turducken
and chips.
And chips, you know.
By that you mean French fries or crisps?
Both it's confusing for me because I live in England. So chips can't if someone with an accent says the word chips, I assume it means French fries. If someone who sounds mostly like me says chips, I assume it's potato chips. Hold on.
Okay, well we got to do it either way.
We got to do it either way, but it's looking good. So.
Grab that.
We're gonna grab this. I've been, sorry guys, I've been reheating the gravy a little bit, so now might be a good time. Oh,
that looks gorgeous.
That looks stupid.
We're gonna bring the fly cam in.
I'm just gonna put some of this in a bowl.
What we are doing. Oh, wrong button. Going there. Yeah, look at what we have for you guys.
It's a totally fat-free snack.
Yeah, this is not. So this is in the skillet. You can theoretically serve that right in the skillet if you want. You can
flip it upside down, make a pancake.
Yeah, flip it. But and because this is a cast iron, theoretically it should be just non-stick. It should all just pull right out, so you can just move it, transfer it onto a plate. That is the poutine. You can see the cheese just bubbling up there.
And I just brought over a little bowl
bit of gravy.
of gravy.
Boom.
So we're not going to touch this for the second because that's hella hot.
Very hot.
Hella hot. But because I'm a horrible, horrible, horrible human,
you want to get a fork? You want a fork? Would you like? I'm gonna. How is it? I'm a fancy man.
I suspect it could probably do with another couple of minutes.
Oh no, those are beautiful in there. Those are beautiful.
Those are beautiful.
Beautiful.
So again, we never purport to make we're gonna start doing a healthy recipe
soon. Actually, next week.
Next week, actually, yeah.
Next week, we're calling By the Sea.
By the Sea.
By the
sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me.
Oh my God.
Oh, how happy we'll be.
Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good.
Ruth, it is delicious.
That is
it
so
really
good.
Is. Again, it's not, we don't check with your physician before you eat
but
this.
It is amazing. It's gooey. It's got the gravy built right in. So having the gravy for a dip is fantastic, but you also don't kind of really need it.
It depends if you're a saucy minx or not.
Nah, and also what I love about that is the cheese gets in the bottom, and then you get that crispy cheese on the bottom.
But again, we stuck our hands in and we made un dégâts.
Yeah.
Like we made a little bit of a mess and we throw it in the pan. You guys can do this any which way you want. Obviously, always oil or butter your pan so you're not cleaning for 17 hours afterwards. But if you wanted to do a small layer of poutine cheese underneath and then put it on and
theoretically, if you're doing it with a properly seasoned cast iron, it should just come out anyway.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I also happen to be a hyper retentive kitchen cleaning person, but yeah, I mean the sky is the limit. You put as much cheese on here as you want. I think what could also go really nicely in here is had we put some rosemary maybe in the bread. So you know,
you could do a lot with it.
You could,
So that is poutine monkey bread, ladies and gentlemen. It's a show today.
Hold on, I'm having one bite.
You do have a bite.
Don't
very
say
hot.
goodbye.
I'm not going to say goodbye yet. We'll let you burn your mouth for a minute.
I'm going to burn my mouth live.
It's almost as good as having me go into your butt.
Depends for who.
For me. I love this cocktail. I love
Me
this
too.
cocktail, but I love it with the mezcal.
And I love it with the vodka.
Good. And I think there's nothing more Canadian than something that incorporates a billion different cultures in order to make it great.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. I want to thank
Chef Duyan.
Chef Duyan,
Galadriel Caress.
Ben Cardili.
You.
Check
and
out
you
our-
and you and you and you.
Ben also said earlier, The Great Indoors is coming out.
Yep.
You see the metal. He's in the middle of mastering it. It's not out yet, but watch for it. Check his YouTube page.
And you can, we're going to keep promoting the living bejeez out of him because I believe.
Yeah, he's
man.
amazing. He's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Divine Denny.
I am Elle Diabloe.
We love each other. We love
And we love
guys.
you.
Next week,
By the sea.
By the sea, we're gonna make
Depending
some
on,
amazing.
wait, that might be reversed. By the sea,
By the sea, by the beautiful sea.
You and me,
Okay.
you and me. Details to follow.
So if you love seafood, which I'm from the West Coast, right in Vancouver, we love seafood.
I eat it.
So we're gonna do that. Cocktails that go deliciously with seafood. Check our YouTube page, youtube.com/stircrazyshow to follow and get all of our recipes, to get all links to the live feed. Subscribe, follow us on Facebook, on Twitch, all the different places. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, we got a hell of a show for you.
Without you, there is no us. So keep tuning in and thank you and stay safe. Please wear a mask.
Especially appropriate for my mother.
Wear a mask.
We'll see you next week.